I'm Mr. Union Flag, and you're watching Monday Football on Citizen TV.
This is Bobby from Jamaica, and I'm watching Monday Football on Citizen TV. To the world!
Hi, this is Team Zambia. You're watching Monday Football on Citizen TV. Yeah!
Well, thank you very much. Whatever is happening in the studio is what I've witnessed so many times. When the national anthem is played, those who are being played for the national anthem are mute. Hawaimbi hata kidogo. What day? Is it that we don't know the words of the national anthem or what is happening? It is common to all of us, especially in Africa. Our Ethiopian fans in the studio, they were not singing. And I didn't tell them to sing. Our Kenyan fans as well as the people in the studio, nobody was singing. But that and much, much more coming up on Monday Football today. And I've heard of when you score one goal, it's called a solo. When it's two, it's a brace. When it's three, it's a hat-trick. For four, I've not heard. I've heard very many terminologies. And I'm referring to Michael Olunga's 4 goals on Saturday against Chemelil Sugar. All that coming up in the show. But first, what you Wahiga?
Right. Well, Dong, I think it's your turn next. Yes, indeed, it's my turn. And well, this afternoon we're asking you who is to blame for the postponement of the FKF AGM that was aborted over the weekend in Kisii County. Join the discussion on Monday Football. Hashtag Mike Okinyi, hashtag Bernard Ndong, hashtag Waiga Moran. Let's talk, let's interact, just share your sentiments. You can send in your SMS as well on 22422. Send in your SMS 22422. And remember, when you're sending your tweet, put the hashtag Monday Football. That's how we'll be able to read your responses, Wahiga. Right, thank you very much, Ndong. I just want to correct Mike Okinyi on one thing. We may have been like 13 guys in studio, but I was singing. My director can confirm, and of course you who was at home, I'm sure you got that
play it again, we hear this guy saying. We don't like arguments. Play it. And we are singing it in Kiswahili, by the way.
In Kiswahili. Are you going to join me?
Join me.
You will join me. All right. DJ Crossfade.
Ilete baraka kwetu, akiwendao na mlinzi, na tukae na ndugu, amani na uhuru, atupate na ustawi.
Nice and simple. Can Ethiopian guys sing the national anthem? We want to hear it. We can sing? Okay.
They want to sing. Okay. Crossfade. There we go. Well, it's not a singing show, but Monday Football, and let's get straight into some of the matches that took center stage over the weekend and over the week as well. Gor Mahia, we'll be talking quite a bit about them, and we focus on a match where they now seem to be a name synonymous with victory as they hammered Langata Gremio 3-0 on Wednesday to cruise through to the second round of the Go TV Cup. Goals from Medi Kagere, George Blackberry Odhiambo and Liberian defender Dirkir Glay were enough to send Kogalo through as they contend for a double.
It's a goal. It's in the net. And it almost says, I've been waiting for long to get this ball to shoot in the...
Comes from Langata. So it's the Langata Gremio.
It's the header, and it's in the net from Dinky Glay. It doesn't count twice, it just counts once. So I think Dinky Glay just excited to put it in the net. It's
Well, that is the GoTV Shield Cup. Let's take a look at the Kenyan Premier League, which the second leg resumed over the past week, and Tusker FC thumped Nakuru All-Stars in a floodlit match that was played at the Kasarani Stadium on Friday on day one. As the second leg resumed, the match ended in favor of Tusker FC. Let's take a look at the highlights of the goals. The match ended 3-0 in favor of the Brewers.
And it's Jesse Jackson Were with his...
Nakuru All-Stars have been very, very good because they're dropping numbers behind, and Tusker finding it very difficult.
Cargo with the cross, shot goal there. Jesse Jackson Were with his second goal of the game.
According to our targets, looking at Tusker, this game was not that important for us. We wanted to look at the new signings, so it wasn't a must win for us.
Yeah, I think it's important, and sometimes I would like one time to coach those teams that go to the pitch and they don't want to win. It's very important also, yeah, because I don't understand anybody who is out there working and doesn't want to be paid because you don't want results. But the next match we'll look at it very positive, because Lindsay is a team that wants results, and Tusker also wants results, so that is a better game then.
Well, thanks to all who are SMSing me, letting me know that they don't think I know the national anthem. How many times do I have to sing it to prove it? Kuria, thanks for that feedback. Come and join us on the show. Hopefully we can sing it together. But in other sports news, now Ulinzi Stars edged out Mathare United 2-1 in the opening match that was played today at the Kasarani Stadium. Eric Johanna scored Mathare's sole goal in the 4th minute before Kevin Amwai pulled a brilliant equalizer for Ulinzi in the 42nd minute. John Mairuka secured Ulinzi's win in the 72nd minute.
From Kevin Amwai, beautiful. It was a free kick, a beauty, a long-range strike from Kevin Amwai. In the trouble, but Ulinzi still with the ball. Oloma now shot at goal. Oh, goal! What a goal from Nairuka! Nairuka.
Because the first goal, of course, it was just cheap for them, an easy foul. Then I wonder how can a team get 16 fouls without even a yellow card?
Those are technical goals. We trained for it and we got it. So how can we be physical? We played our game. We played their game.
Gor Mahia continue their chokehold at the summit of the Kenyan Premier League standings with a clinical 4-1 victory over Chemelil Sugar at the Afraha Stadium in Nakuru. All 4 goals were scored by Kenyan international striker Michael Olunga. Daniel Murage scored the sole goal for Chemelil.
Re-strategize on how to go up front. Shakava is the slot of the two. This one takes the post. The header is the rebound and goes into the net. And Chemelil level the scores. Medi Kagere then releases Olunga, who turns and shoots. It's in the net. It's simply because Adira had stopped. World of Champions as well. Olunga has a little touch. Oh, this one is the most intelligent of them all. 2 on 3. Down on the right side, the cross comes in, the finish! Olunga's got his 4th goal in this game!
Just with the pressure, Monji. No flag. Wow, what a goal! Even the goal scorer is surprised!
Of course, brilliant performance there by Gor Mahia. They only need to win at least 6 matches to be declared as the 2015 champions. But if only news was as good for their Shemeji neighbors, or cousins as they call them, AFC Leopards, at the Thika Municipal Stadium. It was an afternoon of drama on Saturday as this match between AFC Leopards and Thika United was marred by crowd trouble. And at one point, the game was halted for a lengthy period before it resumed. Thika, who had scored their lone goal in controversial circumstances, clinched the win and 3 points at the expense of Ingwe.
For his 5th goal of the season, finally they get to dance. Unfortunately, not happy for his tournament. It's been going smoothly. And we're just looking to play the last 8 minutes of the game. In the interest of safety, the game has been...
course, one of the biggest talking points as far as that match is concerned, I'm sure John Kianda will be touching more on it, is that goal. Was it offside or not? But a goal that was onside was the goal by, of course, Vitalis Akuma as he helped his side Sofapaka secure a 1-0 victory over Western Stima. Here's that winning goal that was scored in the 41st minute.
Of course, we realize our targets for the second leg. We want to ensure that we gather as many points as possible. So for us, this game was very vital, despite losing a lot of key players in our team.
Nashukuru tumecheza vizuri na tumetoka salama. Kwa hivyo tunajipanga vizuri kwa game yetu ya pili ile tutacheza tushinde.
Well, thanks to all of you who are talking to us on our social media platforms. We're on Twitter, #MondayFootball, @Citizen TV Kenya, @Michael Kini, @Wahiga Mora, @Bernard Ndong. I can keep going on and on, but let me read some of the feedback here. Stephen Odongo says, I haven't heard you condemning AFC hooliganism at Thika. If it had been Gor Mahia, ingekuwa kelele. Okay, that's good feedback. But some more feedback concerning our question. Who do you think was responsible, or who should take the blame or responsibility for the chaos and, of course, the postponement of the FKF AGM on Friday here? Okumu Nikel says Sam Nyamoya should be blamed, doesn't say why. Patrick Harvester also gives us feedback on that, but let me look for some that makes a bit of sense. Charles Mwabili, okay, some of those words I don't want to read them on air, they're not very necessary. Well, we'll keep looking at what's happening. Oh, Deborah Kibicho, a good one here. Indisciplined officials, if discipline meant anything to them, this nauseating shenanigans would not have happened. Well, that's a discussion that we'll be having shortly, but for now, a 2-day coaching clinic by the Royal Dutch Football Association for Kenyan Premier League coaches began yesterday in Nairobi in a bid to sharpen the tactician skills. The clinic was organized by the Kenyan Premier League in partnership with the Dutch Football Association, and it brought together 16 coaches from the KPL. The clinic began early with some theory lessons and was followed by a practical session on the field. Former Super Eagles star and the current assistant coach of the Super Eagles, Daniel Amokachi, is one of the conveners, and he noted the gains Kenyan football had made so far.
I'm very happy. The turn-up was very good. You know, practically 99% of the Kenyan Premier League coaches were all here.
And we thought that it would be nice because we are just from the break as KPL coaches, and this was a great opportunity that we can have.
For our question this afternoon, the Football Kenya Federation National Executive Committee will convene a special sitting to set a new date for the annual general meeting that was postponed last weekend due to concerns over the legitimacy of the candidates who attended the AGM in Kisii County. Interestingly, the 48 delegates who traveled from all over the country to attend the AGM have also set plans for a special general meeting. It was an annual general meeting that was shrouded by controversy from the onset. The venue for the meeting set to chart the way forward ahead of the November elections was only announced last minute, with the Sameta Lodge set to host football stakeholders from around the country. 10 a.m. was the official starting time, but for almost an hour it was still unclear whether the AGM will take place, as the delegates waited anxiously for FKF President Sam Nyamoya to arrive. The president arrived in dramatic fashion and almost exited in a similar manner. The president failed to convince the delegates who had already gathered to leave the hall to be vetted. Nyamoya was forced to change tact, and for almost an hour there was a stalemate with both sides refusing to budge. Nyamoya, flanked by members of the National Executive Committee, made a startling revelation claiming the delegates who had arrived in Kisii were not legitimate.
Unfortunately, this morning when we came here, the hotel was invaded by over 400 people who are not delegates. 400 people invaded the hotel in view of the security and in view of the number of people here who are here. We cannot continue with this AGM. We have postponed it. In the next 7 days, we'll call our NEC so that we can now call for a fresh AGM.
Despite the fact that the National Executive Committee had postponed the annual general meeting, some of the delegates still decided to meet in that same venue. The delegates had also made their own resolutions after meeting for almost an hour.
what you have seen is a flouting of our constitution. Our constitution does not allow an AGM to be called off on the grounds of insecurity. An AGM can only be called off on grounds of lack of quorum.
They had decided to form a 9-man committee to mediate between the Federation and the delegates. The aborted AGM was expected to discuss the forthcoming elections, constitutional amendments, the fate of suspended officials Hussein Terry, Sam Sholei and Dan Shikanda, as well as other issues. Well, for the Kenyans who are seated here with the Ethiopian fans, I'm sure this is a question that I'll be posing to you. The intrigues that happened over the weekend, for yourself, what do you feel was the reason why the FKF AGM was postponed? Because there have been a lot of side stories, a lot of spins as far as what happened over the weekend. What do you feel, in your own opinion, was the reason why the AGM was postponed?
Well, there was an allegation of violence, which I don't think is really the main reason. As was said in that video, the only reason that an FKF AGM can be cancelled is when there is no threshold of members, and I think there was a threshold. So I don't really see a reason why it should have been called off. It should have been called off. And again, the FKF organizing committee should have given a list of the delegates who are supposed to take the meeting to the OCPD. They
didn't give the list.
The OCPD later claimed that he did get the list on time. And if you look at the video again, there's so many people who got into that hotel. Really, the AGM couldn't go on, but that shouldn't be a reason. Security shouldn't be a reason.
Let me listen in from another Kenyan. Perhaps maybe you can just talk about it. It's interesting, Michael, they're avoiding that story. You can tell how emotive it is. What's your name, sir, and what do you feel was the reason why the AGM was postponed? Because it's supposed to start at 10 in the morning, but by about 1 hour, 20 minutes had not yet started. There's a lot of controversy. Some of the delegates claiming that the list had been doctored from both camps. What do you feel was the actual reason? Was that the reason, or the security, as what Nyamwe had purported to say, was the reason?
Okay, my name is Lotan.
Yes.
Personally, I'm thinking in terms of, when you look at politics, because football has become a political field right now.
Yes.
So by what happened, I will not say who did it, who organized it, who orchestrated it, but the person that tried, or the person that did what he did, achieved the purpose at the end of the day, because the purpose was to make sure that
So you feel the purpose of the day was the postponement?
Yes.
Okay.
So somebody's trying to buy time somewhere, somebody's trying to stay in the office somewhere, somebody's trying to stay relevant in football somewhere. We don't know who. Well, we can say they are men in black because they're all clearly in black that day.
I'll be interested to bring in the Ethiopians. I don't know. I am sure, yes, this is an issue, of course, you may not know too well, but do you have such intrigues in football as far as your football is concerned in Ethiopia? Because I'm sure each time when you watch Kenyan football, it is controversy after controversy, drama after drama.
Okay. I think these intrigues are common all over Africa, so Kenya is not alone. So I think we should focus on the football more than the intrigues, and give more time to the football and more time to the stories that make football highlights, rather than about the intrigues and men in black who spoil the meeting.
It's become like a soap opera. Yes, just talk on the microphone, yes.
Because Kenyan football has become like a soap opera.
Now, who's the lead star? Who's the lead star? Who's the star?
Well, we have a president, we have deputy presidents. I can't say names here, but it's become more of, we're playing more football in the offices rather than in the field. Because when we look at our national team, I wish we were performing at that particular level in terms of the national team, where we can cancel other games and then we get
the elections are coming up in the course of this year in November. Do you feel that will be the turning point as far as Kenyan football is concerned?
No. Because I think that Kenyan football has become like an office, like a board. There's people that are controlling this thing. It's a cartel that's out there. So once we stop that cartel, it's the same thing as FIFA. When it starts at the top, runs all the way down to the local federation. So I think we have our own set platter here that we need to deal with. I will not say any. I didn't say any name. But what do you think? You know what, Latan? I think I like the idea you say that it's become like an office. But I'll tell viewers and even us here, we complain too much about Sam Nyamwe, but we never ask ourselves, who do we want in? Yes, we want Sam Nyamwe out, but really, who do we want in?
I'll stop you there, Michael. Can you, of course, a very big talking point. Who do they want in?
John Kianda joins us from Hot 96. He's been following the shenanigans and the intrigues of the FKF AGM and what was going on in Kisii. And Kianda, if we knew about the AGM and list of delegates, what was so difficult in saying these are delegates, these are not delegates?
First of all, I blame the organizers of the event because why was it taken to Kisii? First of all, because there are many venues between here and Kisii that you can host the meeting.
But they choose anywhere, even athletics.
Yeah, they choose anywhere. Yeah. But whose stronghold is Kisii? We all know. Uko. Why was the venue not disclosed to the delegates in due time?
But were there all of them? In fact, even non-delegates showed up.
They were told non-delegates showed up, which means basically there were many reasons before this AGM took place. Because basically, you can't, if you're open, and I'm blaming the organizers of the meeting, because if they were open and they were not hiding anything, they could have given the list clearly to the OCPD or read it out. Remember those days in high school, ukienda trip,
yes,
unasimama hapo kwa airport. Hawa ndio wanaenda. Principal amesimama hapo, games master ako hapo, unaita list, unaingia kwa basi.
Watu 60 wakiingia kwa basi,
iko sawa.
Imeishia hapo.
Iko sawa. No. So the reason why Nyamweya and his group basically did not want to read out the list or give it to the OCPD and just set things straight, it's where the question marks are being held.
I'll tell you what, the last AGM that was held in, the SGM that was held in Kakamega in January, we had the same problem of list of delegates, and this is where the bone of contention is in all the elections of the federations. List of delegates. Who is a bona fide delegate, who is not a bona fide delegate. And remember, these delegates are the ones who vote. So whoever is at an advantage point is whoever will be able to control the most delegates there. Now, in January, in Kakamega, we had a list of delegates, and KPL clubs were not invited, for example. But we had representatives, in quotes, of the KPL clubs seated there. So this is an election. It was supposed to be an AGM, among other things, to discuss elections, to discuss some suspensions. Two issues. Why would we avoid this AGM?
There are two things here, Mike. There are two guys who are vying for that position come November that know how to play street politics. Real politics. Actually, this time round, we're going to see something like never before. Nick Mwende is a guy who knows it. Amehustle na Kariobangi Sharks. Tunajua, he has a vision to change football in Kenya. Not campaigning for him, but according to what he told us on Monday Football, has been on Citizen Radio, he's posted him on Kijiweni. So, basically, this is someone who is passionate to change something on Kenyan football. Going head to head with someone who has been there and want to protect his interests. So, the delegates, I understand from those guys who are there that there are two groups of delegates, as you said. One, the first group was so passionate about Nick Mwendwa that they wanted some change in Kenyan football. The other ones, the moment the other one realized, ai, kuna program yangu imeenda hii side nyingine. Akaamua hapana. Hiki kitu itaanguka. Hiki kitu itaanguka kwenye kitu organize mwenyewe tena nianguke. Hapana. So if it was open and the letter to list saying, okay, these are the guys, because we know the chairman and the secretaries for different branches. We all know them. So kama ungeitwa jina yako wewe ni wa Nairobi, Michael King for example representing Nairobi, alafu John Kianda aitwe surely, hapo kuna story. Kuna story nje.
So are we avoiding the list of delegates basically?
We are not avoiding it. The opposition and the Football Kenya Federation election is not avoiding it. It's the organizers, Football Kenya Federation, who are avoiding to give the list. They need to be open. Because ukianda hii siasa sahi, campaign ijaanza jamaa. Elections zijafika. Division iko hapo tayari. Which means there are two things maybe that I'm reading here. First of all, there are things they wanted to discuss and they needed support. They wanted to change some things, but they needed support. But I realized, hey, support ni kama inanitoka. So, I
saw the agenda before the election, and among them, it said that the suspensions in the federation is one of the things that they were going to discuss. And they're going to discuss the lifting of suspension for Dr. Dan Shikanda and what's his name?
Shule.
No, Shule was not there. It was Shikanda and somebody else. Hussein Terry. And Hussein Terry. Two guys who were suspended together with Sam Shole, who was the vice president of the federation. But Sam Shole's name was not appearing anywhere. Now, the school of thought was, why are we discussing 2 suspensions and not 3? What is the ideal situation then? Should we discuss 3? Should we discuss 2? And again, Kianda now, it brings the question, what does the constitution say about if the AGM was not held? What next?
Basically, as one of the guys just said, If the delegates were less in number, that's the only time you can postpone the AGM. If they were there, why postpone it? Why you want to discuss two cases and leave out one that is also part of that? Politics is
and actually the chairman of the branches, 15 branches, when they met in Nairobi, they said, on this agenda, we don't want half agendas. If we're discussing suspensions, put all names. Either we incorporate all of them back, or we kick out all of them. Now, the other issue that is going to affect our football that was supposed to be discussed by that AGM is the readmission of KPL into Kenya football. Remember, KPL, as we speak now, they are not members of football. They are just a group
that is running
of clubs that are doing things on their own. They are not recognized by FKF, which means by extension FIFA is not supposed to recognize them. But that is the politics that we are under now. To streamline things and for the MOU to work between KPL and FKF, one of the issues was they were going to discuss readmission of KPL into the football fold. Haijafanyika.
KPL won 16 teams to remain. Football Kenya Federation won 18 teams. And all this is because of politics and the love of money that's being involved in TV deals, the debt collections and everything. Basically, it's politics that is not just the iko ndani kabisa. People want to protect their interests because they know very well. Huyu jamani kidiscuss kiti yake nimuingize hapa ndani. Atanilipua. Huyu jamaa ataniweka chini. So all have to do, use all means to keep them away. Let me continue ruling. And it happens in a very funny day. On Friday, the same day, Blatter said, Mr. resign. Remember that too?
He said, I didn't say. But, but actually, Kianda is supporting. He never said, I have resigned. Yeah. He said, I could resign.
At the end of my fate is in the hands of the members of the Congress. That's what Blatter said. So it's deeper than what we just said. These are two guys who want that position to run football in this country, and they all know how to play the clean and dirty politics in Kenyan football. So wamekutana, tunaenda kuona kivumbi.
So finally, are we saying that farasi ni mbili peke yake? Hao wengine?
Hao wengine maybe ni kugawanisha tu, lakini kuna wale wataweza handle. Manake it's like two horse race. The third one inakuja hapo lakini tapeana. But hizi mbili zinajua dirty football yote.
The rest is a podcast.
Flowers.
Verdict according to St. John Kianda is that Farasi Nimbili, incumbent President Sam Nyamoya and upcoming Nick Mwendwa, who will carry the day. We still have many other guys who have declared their interest, but we're waiting for the date of the election to be announced to see how many people actually will present themselves in terms of nomination. Wahiga, what do you have for us?
I'm surprised that Kennedy mentioned Bwana Ole Magelo, his former AFC chairman. He doesn't think he has a chance.
Let him put AFC Leopards in order first. We finished na AFC Leopards huko.
Okay. So AFC Leopards maneno kando. We hosted them actually, was it last week?
Yes.
We had a show about AFC Leopards. We'll continue to talk about the challenges they face later. But for now, 22422, I'm not too happy with the feedback we're getting. We need more. So keep SMSing us. I will go through as many SMSs as and when I can. But for now, on Twitter, thanks for the feedback using the hashtag Monday Football. Let me read a few tweets here. Barbara Atieno saying the AGM was postponed because of lack of coordination between members and their chairman. Abraham Wanas was saying it's the officials to blame for AGM to be postponed, starting with the chairman, Nyamoya. It's Mato. Wow, this is a serious one. Nyamoya is another Blatter in the making. That's not our feedback as Monday Football. That's Mato on social media. And Mato is also asking here, can someone spell shenanigans? You keep using that word in the show. Ndong, I don't know, help me on that.
The spelling of shenanigans is SHENANIGANS, and what he had actually spelled was with an I.
With an I.
Yeah,
so shenanigans, SHENANIGANS. Super.
That's it.
Got it. 10 out of 10. Right, I'm here with DJ Crossfade, and of course today we're exploring what we have in common and of course the differences between Kenya and Ethiopia. Remember, we went to Ethiopia last week. They walloped us 2-0. They are coming in the next few days, and we're hoping we'll be able to revenge appropriately. But I'm here with DJ Crossfade, and I'm not going to talk to him about football, but rather music. We've got some Ethiopian music here as well, so he's going to do a little bit of a set. Crossfade, tell me, difference in style between Kenyan music and Ethiopian music. How do you describe it?
I think Ethiopian music is a bit more to the traditional side. It's not really the way we do our music here.
Okay.
They do mostly traditional stuff.
Have you ever played at Ethiopian party or anything? How do they do their thing?
their dancing style is unique, I can say that. But they are fun guys.
Good, man. Show us a bit of what their music sounds like and contrast it with Kenya music, even as Mike gets ready for quick fire. Mdogo mdogo. Whoa. Mike, man, where are you in all that?
We get to learn different things on this show. I did not know they were not told to dance. We were supposed to dance at the end, but then now the music got to them and they danced. Actually, I know one artist from Ethiopia. It's called Teddy Afro. Teddy Afro? Yes, very nice music. I know CrossFit has that music. Well, Buba James, you said Buba James is saying, Nimesikia Alan Wanga may get car accident. Yes, Buba James, Wanga rolled in his car with his family, but they are fine. No injuries at all. Wanga is fine. I spoke to him yesterday. Wako sawa. Today we're doing things differently. Robai is screaming in my ear saying Quickfire is coming now. We want to put Quickfire at the end because we want to engage these fans from Kenya and Ethiopia in the return leg of the match that is coming in. Remember, all the answers will come from this discussion. So that's why we put Quickfire at the end. We'll be back with the discussion after the break.
Habari. Jina langu ni Christian Tana, mimi ni balozi wa Uingereza. Unatazama Monday Football kwa Citizen TV. Karibu.
I'm Alan Irwin, Sky Sports News reporter, and you are watching Monday Football on Citizen TV.
Hi, I'm John Barnes from Liverpool Football Club, and you're watching Citizen TV.
Well, last week the Harambee Stars were in Ethiopia. They went to play in a town called Bahar Dar. I hope I got that one correct. They were hammered 2-0 by Ethiopia. Not many Kenyans expected that Ethiopia would beat Kenya 2-0, but it happened. And I can tell you for free, it was a very entertaining game. I was there, I watched the game, and what caught my attention was the number of fans in that stadium. 60,000 capacity, but there were much more than that 60,000. Our discussion today with the Ethiopian fans and a few Kenyan fans in the studio is what will happen in that game. Can it be turned around? It's the Africa Nations Championship qualifier, Kenya versus Ethiopia. Remember, whoever wins in that two-legged tie will meet the winner between Burundi and Djibouti, and whoever wins that tie qualifies for CHAN, which will be played in Rwanda in January of 2016. Well, I thought I'll start off with my Ethiopian fans. I want them to explain to me, why is it that when we are playing in Addis, National Stadium is full? When you're playing in Bahar Dar, it's even worse. It overflows. Where do these people come from?
You know, Ethiopians love their football. So, football has been a passion of Ethiopia for a long time. And the game is played in a very beautiful manner. So that attracts the fans to come. So whenever you hear that there's a game, leave alone just the national teams, even the regional local teams in the leagues, yes, they attract a lot of fans.
When St. George, Kofi are playing, which is a big derby in Ethiopia?
Those two you just mentioned, Joseph and Buna. That's a huge derby. So whenever you have a game, people have had this tradition that football is, you know, within us, it's in our blood. So when it goes to the national, then it becomes a whole national pride thing. And we all support the national team with all our hearts.
Okay, I'll pose this to him now. Actually, there's a tweet that was directed to you. I will read it to you later. There's a girl who sent a tweet here. If I can find it in good time, then I'll be able to do it. I'll give Wahiga that task to look for it. Actually, Bernard is here. Yes, Wahiga.
What
Wahiga
that tweet says is,
yes.
God bless that guy in a green t-shirt.
It's by who?
Her Twitter handle is July 9th.
July 9th.
Yes,
Wahiga
that's
tells me
handle.
at July 9th he's saying, God bless that guy in a green t-shirt from Ethiopia. So I will ask him this next question, and for me is I want the passion. I was in Ethiopia for athletics some time back, and the passion of the fans is more in athletics than in football. There's a difference. This is what I'm talking about. Football, they'll fill up the stadium, they will cheer the nice moves and clap, and when the team is on the back foot, like Kenya were coming at them at some point, they go timid. But athletics, they sing throughout the event. Why the difference in the two?
Athletics is like one of our culture, because as when you see like the back history from Adolfo Bikila 40 years ago, 30 years ago.
Yes.
So from
Hold the microphone.
from that step, athletics become one of our culture. Yeah. So even football now it becomes our culture, because after 30 years we got in 2014 we passed through for African Cup of Nations.
Yes.
That's after 31 years. So
true.
At this time, football becomes equal to athletics, like our culture. Yeah. So our people is, I can say like our people is crazy about football and athletics.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I'll ask the Kenyans, and this one goes out to the Kenyans. I'll be with you guys in a short while. Let me ask my Kenyan brothers. You guys saw the way Ethiopia fill up that stadium, and in fact they come in and they are orderly. They know we have to fill it here first, then after we fill this section, we fill this next section. These are the fans in Ethiopia. Look at that stadium, the way it's going to get packed. And all these cops that you're seeing there, they had no job. Hakuna hata mmoja alichapa mwingine. Is there a point we'll see you fans rallying yourselves up to fill the stadium to these levels?
Okay, from there look at it from Kenyan fan. My name is Seth, and I'm a strong supporter of Kenyan football.
Yes.
The way I look at the support, it does not begin from the national team. It begins from the various clubs. There is a match I attended in the year 2013 between Tusker and Sofapaka.
Yes.
The match had 72 fans. 71 without me.
72.
Yeah, so I was there thinking, these were two former champions, and we could only get 70 fans watching the match.
Actually, 2009-2010 champions.
Yes. So to me, the problem begins from the club level. If you look at the best match I ever attended, it was between Kenya and Gabon in 2011, and I think Nyayo Stadium was filled. Since then, I've not been able to see a good number. So if the various clubs would have the following, and people should find pride in Harambee Stars whether we lose or we win, because results come at the end of the match. So you fill the stadium before the results.
I want to ask the next person this question, and I want an honest answer. Do you believe Harambee Stars can beat Ethiopia here?
No way. No way.
Why not? Why don't you have the belief?
Looking at the squad first, we're told we pushed them to the limit. Then we don't know what happened. We lost a penalty. Then I think the 2-0 score, and our record with Ethiopia, I think the 2-0 for Sekafa. I've overheard people saying that we go for quick goals. That would mean 2 quick goals. Suppose this push to the penalties. In 2004 Sekafa,
yes,
we were bundled out for the penalty. So our records against them is not that good when it comes to penalties. Then again, the squad. When we talk about the squad, the striking force, I don't know where the goals will be coming from. So definitely no.
I will tell you before he answers. I will tell you, 2 strikers for that game. I spoke to Coach Bobby. He finished off the game with Olunga and Jesse in striking.
Yeah.
In the last games they played in the KPL, How many goals between the two? 6 goals.
Yeah.
Between the two. So that is where the goals are coming from. At least we have seen strikers who can score goals. Just pass the mic to him.
Thank you so much, mate. Personally, I think that we have a chance against Ethiopia because looking at it, first of all, we were playing away. Second thing is that I won't say about the 12th man because the 12th man always comes short when it comes to Kenya. But I'm looking at this is a young team. When Bobby took over, he took over a team from Amrush that Amrush had said that he was building a young team. So he brought in young strikers. Now we see Olunga, who is more frequent in the national team. We're looking at Jesse Rera, who was languishing under Adel Amrush, who's just being called up but never actually materialized into what he wanted to be. Yes. Now we're looking at Collins Gattuso is back in the fray and he's doing very well for himself. But what my question is, the only place I would love to advise Bobby, if he allows me to, is in the defense. We're looking at Jackson Saleh. Saleh is playing for Ingwe. Ingwe are better. Their fans are actually better than the team because they are cheering more. Because they're cheering more for the team. But if we put, like when we watched the game against Congo, Saleh was actually all over the place. Okay, I wouldn't say that Cheche was good, but Saleh was just playing like a local footballer to block. You see, yeah. But let's try and set it out because Kenyans, I believe Kenya has a great team. When you look at Abudoma, his control, his touches of the ball, off the ball, he's very well. On the ball, we can argue about that. But let's look at how we can play. Let's start tackling balls. Let's start going for
I'll pose a question to all the Kenyan fans here, and I want everyone to answer this one. Bobby Williamson said, if you're given a chance, I have assembled the best squad that I feel. As a technical bench, we've picked out the best players in the Kenyan Premier League and the Kenyan leagues, so to speak. That is FKF, the Division 1s, Lower Super League, and KPL. He has looked at the players and said, this is the best crop of players that can do the job. In your opinion, who has been left out?
Okay, I wouldn't say anybody has been left out because coach has a better experience. But I would say,
I want your opinion. Do you feel anybody has been left out?
No.
Good. No. Pass on to the next person.
I don't think anyone. I think he assembled the best team we have now, the local players.
Okay.
Yep.
I think Bob is doing a good job. The problem is the Ethiopians have done a better job. I say this because Bobby has been around for a while. The Ethiopian coach is called Saleh. Saleh. I think he was appointed in April or May when the predecessor was sacked. So he's won 2 matches. And I have a feeling Sunday he'll be witnessing his first loss. Kenya, we are coming for a win. Statistics don't favor us because I think we've met 36 times. Of the 36, the Ethiopians have won 16. We've won 12. Yeah. We have ended up in a draw. We're not going for a draw because a draw means we're out.
So 16 versus 12. I put the question to my Ethiopian brothers now. We know that the call from the Kenyans is that let's fill up Nyayo National Stadium. Let's give Ethiopia a dose of their own medicine. They filled up that stadium to past 60,000. Let's do it at Nyayo. Nyayo is smaller. It's 30,000 capacity. How do you counter that as an Ethiopian community in Kenya?
First of all, I'd like to thank my brothers for encouraging us. I know we'll win. Secondly, if it was possible, all Ethiopians from Ethiopia would have come to Kenya and fill the stadium the same way. Well, unfortunately, we that are here in Kenya, I think we can share half. Ethiopians half and Kenyans half. So I think.
Okay.
I would like to mention one thing about attracting fans. The way to attract fans is by having a philosophy of the team. If the team is playing in a certain way, the players believe in it, the coach believes in it, and even the whole country will believe in it. For example, Ethiopia are playing a certain, if you watch their game, they might be losing but they're passing the ball around.
And they pass the ball too much. There's this guy in the middle. Saladin is not playing. Saladin went. Girma is a very good winger. Yeah. I'm talking about the midfield kingpin he gave us.
Aschalo.
That one, the one who scored the penalty.
Yeah.
Oh my good lord.
So the philosophy of having one philosophy under your belt keeps the fans excited, For Kenyan games, I'm a fan of a Kenyan team also. I go watch Kenyan games. But there is no, you can't say they're playing a certain way. They have, like they've said, the players are the correct players. But they don't have something to believe in. If the players are given something to believe in, and they play with it, the fans will come.
I have a problem with the Ethiopian fans who've come here. If you look at the clips that are running there, you know, Wahiga is up there doing the clips, and I will ask him, excuse me, I'll ask Wahiga to play those clips again just before the team was warming up. At this particular point, where are these ladies that were cheering the team? We don't have them in Kenya.
That's actually,
in fact, my director Robai is saying, please ask them. We expected them in studio. Where are they?
That's actually a topic that's being brought up a lot.
Yes.
I can confirm that during the game, you will see them. So, you know, we don't want to give you a previews of celebrations right here. So wait for them at the game. But something I'd like to say is, I remember the last time Ethiopia came and played against Kenya.
Yes.
The game was at Nyayo Stadium.
Yes.
In terms of the ratio of the fans, you could tell there were, you know, the Ethiopian fans were few. Yes. And Kenya was actually winning. But if you are an observer, you would actually see that the Ethiopian fans were celebrating, were singing, were shouting, and you know they're having a lot of fun because they're enjoying the game.
I remember, and I will remind you the song because it's stuck in my head. The media box is somewhere near the away fans where they put the opposing team because you had been given a section, yeah. And they sing that song by, I don't know if it's Teddy Afro. Itwarek, Selawele, 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 Itwarek. It's that one. Who sang that song?
Wedding song.
Yes.
Wedding song. And the original singer called Mahmoud Ahmed.
Yes.
And it's also a spiritual song for wedding. So I went there. And yeah, we enjoyed it.
Why that particular song? That is what I want to know.
That's for initiating the players, yeah? We're initiating the players. So, and we're also having fun. Yeah, we're enjoying the football, yeah?
Okay.
Yeah, that's right.
I'll tell you what, Robert had asked me, when you go to Ethiopia, please get an Ethiopian jersey, and we'll invite the Ethiopian fans to the studio, and we'll give it to the most knowledgeable lady of the Ethiopian fans. Now, unfortunately, my shirt goes back. Tell me, how do I give it out? I've got a shirt for the Ethiopian Warriors, the yellow one. Very nice, with a wristband to go on top. So how do I give it out?
Maybe
I have a sister.
Does she know football?
Okay, that was just by the way.
The game is on Sunday. I will come with the jersey to the stadium. Then you guys will tell me how I give it out. Because it's not, I don't want to keep it. I have a souvenir from Ethiopia. I'll keep that one. But this shirt, I'm going to give it. So, final words from the Ethiopian fans. How do you encourage your Kenyan brothers? I know it's rivalry. Ethiopia and Kenya, we go way back in terms of, we compete on everything. 800 meters now, there is Mohamed Aman. You tell us Aman is going to dethrone Rudisha. 5,000 meters, we thought Tirnesh, we are done with her. Whew, she's retired. Another Big Dibaba has come up in 5,000 meters. So we compete on all fronts. What would be your message going into this game for both Ethiopian and Kenyan fans going to Nyayo Stadium?
I would reiterate what my other colleague had just said here, and that's about having a set goal or a set philosophy in terms of your national approach to that specific sport. So, in terms of athletics, have a specific approach. In terms of football, have a specific way of football. Like, you would know how Ethiopia plays. You know, it's tika-tika.
Yes.
African tika-tika. So what does Kenya play? We don't know as such.
Yes.
So the question would be, what do we want as Kenyan fans, as Ethiopian fans, to be known for? In what are we good at? So let's build that, and then as the fans, let's support that philosophy.
Okay. Thank you very much, fans. Remember, I'll come back to you guys with quick fire. That one is coming in a bit. All the answers have been given by you guys. I've had all the answers to all the questions that I have. Today I've got 4,000 bob to give out. So if you're picked out, remember, the answers are within the show. But for now, Bernard, what do we have?
Definitely, of course. Remember, quickfire will be coming up in just a moment. But Michael King, the responses here are quite interesting. The people have completely diverted from the question we'd asked them earlier as far as the FKF AGM is concerned. We've already started beginning revving up the masses, saying, for example, this is a supporter of Ethiopia saying Ethiopia is no joke. So he believes that Ethiopia will triumph against the hosts, Kenya. Somebody's asking here, at Sakwa Collins, he's saying the dance that the Ethiopian gentleman displayed earlier on is almost similar to what the Western people do. He says that dance, the Western Kenya like New Kenya, but the Ethiopians, I confirm to you that they're Ethiopians. And we have another response here. This one says that he's talking about, just a moment. Here we go. He says, well, we have another. I'll just let it slide. I think I'll tell the person involved. This time, it is a fan who is actually recognized the Kenyan inside the city right there. Remember earlier on, somebody talked about the gentleman in the green shirt. Yes. But somebody has talked about another person, but a Kenyan. I won't say which shirt he's wearing. But now let's take a look as far as the Copa America is concerned. And hosts Chile are through to the semi-finals of the Copa America after a 1-0 win over holders Uruguay in a match that was played in Santiago. Mauricio Isla scored the only goal in the final 10 minutes in a match that was shrouded with a lot of controversy.
He's done it! Mauricio Isla has smashed Chile into the lead with less than 10 minutes to go.
Well, we stay with Copa America, and a hat-trick from Paolo Guerrero gave Peru a deserved 3-1 win over Bolivia. Peru was set to meet 2015 Copa America host Chile in the first semi-final match of the tournament later tonight.
It is Paolo Guerrero. It's Peru who profit from their early pressure. Against both Venezuela, albeit the 10 men of Venezuela, and against Colombia they'll be through. This might be number 2 though. Guerrero again takes it beautifully. It was all too easy. Picked out by We're given away again. This is the chance for Guerrero for the hat-trick to settle it. 3-0. Peru into the semi-final. Too late for Bolivia. It's Martins Moreno.
Argentina sealed their place for the semi-finals of the Copa America tournament after defeating Colombia by 5-4 in post-match penalties. Messi's charges were held to a barren draw in the regular time, with both teams wasting numerous chances. This took the match to the penalty shootout, in which Argentina won 5-4.
Scores here with consummate ease. Goes this. Well, he's rifled that into the roof of the net. Can he celebrate with the winning penalty here? Tevez scores! And Argentina are through to the Copa America semi-finals. Scenes of jubilation.
One thing I love about football is how history always repeats itself, and Paraguay knocked Brazil out of the Copa America on penalties for the second successive tournament, setting up a semi-final clash against Argentina. Remember, Brazil had crashed out of the 2011 competition with a penalty shootout defeat to Paraguay, and history repeated itself as Dunga's side failed to improve on that showing, lacking creativity and intention in the final third, with Neymar missing through suspension.
Along with giving you the highlights of the Chile-Uruguay match, and in that particular fixture, Gonzalo Jara, he plays for Chile. He has been suspended for 3 matches for provoking Uruguay's Edinson Cavani during their 1-0 Copa America quarter-final victory. Jara came up behind Cavani and poked him in the backside. The Uruguayan forward reacted by raising his hand towards Jara's head, and the Chilean collapsed, feigning injury. The referee missed Jara's provocation and sent off Cavani.
Still, it's the second one. Eventually, the red was shown. Did he catch Hara there? Yes, he did. I don't think there's any need for Hara to go down, but he was definitely slapped with the back of his hand. Crazy. Red was shown. Did he catch Hara there? Yes, he did. I don't think there's any need for Hara to go down, but he was definitely slapped with the back of his hand. Crazy.
Football is very funny indeed. I like the way Bernard Ndong says he's been banned for tapping his opponent in the backside. Well, quick fire is up next. Roba, ni nani tuko naye kwa quick fire tafadhali? Which one? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1. Okay. You are my victim today on quick fire. Please come with the microphone. Yep. Remember, they're very simple questions. Right there. The answers are within our discussion. Everything we've talked about is where we picked the questions from. I've just been sent the questions. It's a list of 21 questions. And I only need you to answer 8 in 60 seconds. 8 only. You need to relax. Remember, if you don't know the answer, you say pass and ask you the next question. 60 seconds are over. We see how many you have. I've got my 4,000 bob here to give you. See, I have it. So, I'm going to return it in my pocket. I hope I will not keep it. Please tell us first. What's your name?
Raul.
Raul. What do you do in Nairobi, Raul?
I've just finished school right now.
Ah, you schooled in Kenya?
Yeah.
What do you like about Kenya and not Ethiopia?
The people are nice in Kenya.
Okay. Even Ethiopia people are nice. We're in that city. It's called Bahar Dar. Is it Bahir Dar or Bahar Dar?
Bahar Dar.
Bahar Dar. Yeah. Very nice people. Only that too many donkeys on the road. Okay. Roba, are we ready? Okay. Now, relax. You ready? Your 60 questions start now. What is the name of the tournament Kenya is playing Ethiopia in?
Chan.
What was the halftime score in Kenya versus Ethiopia?
1-0.
When did Ethiopia last win the Africa Cup of Nations?
1956.
Which Kenyan player missed a penalty during the Kenya versus Ethiopia match?
Pass.
What time was the first Ethiopian goal?
Pass.
How many times have Kenya and Ethiopia clashed in all tournaments?
Pass.
Who was the goalkeeper for Kenya in Kenya versus Ethiopia?
Pass.
When was the first time Kenya and Ethiopia met on the pitch?
Pass.
What is Ethiopia's national team's nickname?
One Lions.
How many times has Kenya won the Sekafa Senior Challenge Cup?
4.
Which Ethiopian player scored the first goal?
Pass.
Who is Ethiopia's head coach?
Johannes.
What was the full-time score for Kenya versus Ethiopia?
2-0.
What was Kenya's captain for Ethiopia versus Kenya?
Pass.
Where was the match played?
Bahar Dar.
Okay, your time is up. How many questions correct? You got 6 correct. You missed only 2. But well played. I think I like the spirit that you answer all questions. You almost disqualified him by whispering the answers. Actually, I wanted to say I want 2 people, Kenya and Ethiopia. You combine and answer the questions, but then my director said no, we cannot do that. Roba, where do we go next? Okay. I've been told to wrap it up with a dance. Ethiopia will teach us that dance again. Crossfit. Iyo muziki come. That second song that you played, I can't even remember what it's called. Mabega dance. It's called the Mukangala of Ethiopia.
Yes. What is it called actually? What is it called?
Microphone? It's called what?
Eskista.
It's conjo. It's very conjo.
I think, Mike, we need to thank all the fans who've been tweeting us. Gotten so much feedback here. I think I saw one last one. Kenya versus Ethiopia is like a derby from athletics to football. This is real, scene drama.
It is very real.
This is Harrison Kamau.
And I think somebody is asking here as well. They want to understand the reason why some of the foreign-based players are not participating in this year's championships. The African Nations Championships is specifically for locally based players.
Yes, specifically for players in their national leagues. So for Kenya, it's only players who play in the Kenyan leagues, KPL, FKFPL, Super League, Div 1, and so on. Those are the players that are allowed. Even if you're playing in Uganda or Tanzania and you're a good Kenyan player, you're not eligible for this one. Barbara Atieno has been tweeting a lot. And she says you are really praising the Ethiopian ladies. We Kenyan ladies too are nice looking. I never said anything about nice looking. Honestly speaking, I didn't talk about nice looking. I just asked, where are they?
Where are the ladies?
Yes.
I think she read too much into your statement.
And finally here, someone's asking, that Ethiopian anthem, now 22422, sounds like the Christmas song Mary's Boy Child. Yes, have you ever had that comparison before? It sounds like a Christmas song.
I'll say that's a compliment, thank you.
That's a compliment.
CrossFit, tukiwa muziki tufunzwe dancers.
Maybe prepare our shoulders.
Yes. Guys, leave us in the dance. Give me the microphone. Yes. Teach this before it's done. I want to watch.